the Iron Maiden, the Judas Cradle, the Breaking Wheel, the Wreck. Human excel at finding new, malevolent ways of inflicting pain and suffering upon others. Hundreds of torturing methods have been documented throughout history. But where did they come from? Schools, in their respective regions, each one of those being branches of one hellish institute, essentially hidden from everyone, known in many languages as School of Art and Pain, where both are sides of the same coin. Alright, so we are in class. Which one is me? Well, we're finally here. Oh, I'm this guy here. After all these years, it certainly wasn't easy at all. All those difficult tests we had to take. Oof. Ah, that was nothing compared to what we are going to go through. We are spending a whole decade here, minimum. You need to be a doctor and an engineer to be able to work in this field. Yeah, that makes sense. I suppose that explains all the mathematics and biology tests we had, as well as the IQ test and those psychological evaluations. It was a lot of work, but I'm excited nonetheless. And optimistic, like we are destined for great things. Don't get too optimistic. We still have no idea what lies ahead. Always the gloomy one. Why am I not surprised? I'm just a practical person, you know. Too practical, sometimes. We're going to be fine. Trust me. I believe you. Oh, so it's showing me around the school. There's like a test room, a room where they torture people. All right, 10 years later. Oh, we just skip all of this school thing. All right. As we all know, this is your last year here. This has been a long ride, an interesting ride. But like all rides, it has its end. A little dramatic, don't you think? Shh. This class is one of the best ones I've taught throughout the years. I met some really promising minds in here. I have high hopes of you. However, you have one final obstacle, one that is crucial to you passing this school. Your graduation project. You are to apply what you've been learning for the past 10 years to create your own torture device. One that encapsulates the essence of what this school stands for, or what your presence here stands for. How pain and art are two sides of the same coin. You are to divide yourself to groups of 4 or 5 people, and you are to do your own research, your own work, your own troubleshooting. Everything needed to create a torture device, one that creates the perfect balance between pain and art. That device will be your canvas. Create one that can be used to its full extent without killing the victim, and at the same time, turns them into an art piece. Take this seriously, I beg you, incredibly seriously, because those of you who fail, I don't want to save the game because I'm just gonna play this game one sitting. I already played like the first 10 minutes, but the game had a problem and like it closed itself, so I had to restart. But no, I don't have to save the game. We'll suffer our Windows fate. I don't have to save the game, bro. Well, that seemed really important. Let's put into lively. This is what been getting prepared for these years. It's what I've been fearing all those years, the graduation project. It's too stressful, and that's without the Windows Fate Mr. Charles warned us about. Does anybody know what this a Windows Fate even is. Yeah, probably being like tortured to death. Like in which school you are, right? Maybe just a bad grade, a slap on the wrist. Yeah, sure, buddy. Nobody knows. The one who pass are first to swear an oath to not reveal what happens to us who fail. Well, ain't that just great? The suspense is killing me. It won't be just the suspense that kills you if you keep being unconcerned like that. This one is smart. Oh, police, what do you think we're going to do? Put us up against a firing squad? Brian has a point. This sounds dangerous. We are in a school that literally teaches how to make people suffer for as long as possible in an artistic way. Who knows what we might do? There is also the very important fact that there is only one women team, and judging by how many there are in class, there will be 4 teams. We are a team, of course, right? Absolutely. Of course. Sure. Good to know. Do you guys think we need a 5th one? I don't think so. Adding a 5th person might complicate things because we wouldn't be able to communicate well. We have been here for a decade, we should probably have added a 5th person to our group. I never really liked the rest, to be honest. They all seem so snobbish. You have a point. So it's settled then. The 4 of us are a group. I'll have to go to Dan's office to register. Yeah. We should start looking for an idea as soon as possible. We need to want to register anyway. We need that early? Damn. Alright then. Next week we have a meeting in the cafeteria. We need ideas, people. You're right, we need ideas. Several ones. And then we can choose the one that offers the best balance between pain and art. Indeed. So, a week has passed. What you got? I'll go first. How about advice that crushes the victim? That get changed to the ground and then the device slowly lowers a hydraulic press on them. Bro, that's like the most like boring shit ever. I'm sure you know what that is. You must seen those videos where they use that device to crush 10 cans at the same time or something. Yeah, it's a hydraulic press, but bro, that's not like original. A similar hydraulic press, but bigger, capable of crushing a person. So what do you think? It's a decent idea, but it feels so simple. Yeah, not really a piece of art, it lacks imagination. Yeah, it's right. It has also been done before, a lot. It's different forms, like in India where we would crush and maim a person using an elephant. Not exactly an efficient way to crush a person as a whole, but close enough. It was also done by John Kramer, but it was 2 walls that would close in on the target. Just one of the many projects by him. Too fast to be a torture device, though. How about if the device crushed the limbs first, limb by limb, to prolong the process? You can make it more methodical than just letting an animal that weighs 4 tons do its thing randomly. We can allow the torturer to choose how fast the press goes, which limb to target first, etc. But that way, what's the difference between this and a normal hydraulic press? None. Really, not like there's no difference. We can make it shaped like a human by making the base consist of 5 parts instead of one. One huge part. We can crush what we want at will. The 5 parts will stand for the arms, the legs, and the rest of the body. How about that? Bro, that's not original. Have you been studying in a torture school for 10 years? Or what? That's like the most boring shit ever. That's a lot better. Now, not just offer one of those hydraulic presses, but it could use more work towards the art part of the equation. I suppose so. I'll see if I can improve it. If I can't, I'll think of something else. Sounds like a plan. Would you like to take a shot, Dale? Sure. Do you know those big supermarkets, those that are the size of at least 8 grocery stores or something? We always have those big refrigerated icelets for meat, cheese, fish, and like stuff like that. When you go to the cheese stand and order, say, a pound of cheddar cheese, what happens? You get your cheese? Yes, yes, but before that, what does the guy at the stand do? He picks up a wheel of cheese, or whatever its shape is, and cuts slices of it using a deli slicer. A what? A deli slicer, also known as a meat slicer. Hang on. Where I sent a picture out to the group. That was fast. Did you have it already? Possibly. Bro, that's still not original. Oh, that? Yeah, but how about the device that straps the victim on top of the platform that moves to the front with a meat slicer at the hand? It starts with your feet slowly slicing them, so that's the pain part. The hard part? Each slice goes to some sort of really thin glass pots, like the sliced bodies was freaky exhibit in some museum. Yeah, I saw that too on TikTok. That's kinda creepy. You end up with a similar exhibit, but this time it's done to a living person that writhes in agony for a long while instead of a boring, non-moving dead body. How about that? Okay, that's gnarly as hell, but it sounds familiar. Give me a moment to remember. How did you come up with that? While buying cheese in the supermarket? Actually, no. The idea came to me while I was trying to sleep. Was pre-sleep thought or something else. Hierarchy. I beg your pardon? Hiroiku Haraki, a Japanese author. He created a very similar method, but instead of a meat slicer, a person uses a very sharp knife to do the same thing. Slice a person all the way from the bottom and put the slices in a glass slice. That sounds inconceivable to do. That will need someone with a lot of strength to be able to slice through all the flesh and bone. Where was that? In a novel of his? Not exactly, a manga. A character named Diavolo did it. He is the main antagonist at the fifth part, so he has strengths, right? Interesting. I never heard of the guy or his manga, so the idea is totally mine. Even if you knew him, it wouldn't be much of a problem. You even fits the issue of requiring a great strength to carry out the projects. Bro, all these ideas are fucking boring, to be honest. These are like, I could come up with that myself. They studied here in this school for 10 years, and that's the only thing they came up with. However, there is another issue. There's not a lot of work that can be done by us. We can get a meat slicer, it shouldn't be a problem, but what else are we going to do? Get a blank metal sheet to use as a fitting platform, then add some wheels below it, as well as the motor that slows and moves it? This is all too easy. I raise a point, the most difficult portion of the device is the meat slicer, and this can be easily bought. There is not much for us to do. I agree, this is too risky to do. At 2, Sophie? Hey, I don't want to face that horrendous fate Mr. Charles warned us about, whatever the hell that is. Okay, you guys have a point. I'll try to think of something else. Wanna go, Harry? Why is this guy the only one with like the avatar? I don't know. Well, I didn't think of any ideas. What? And neither did Sophie. Why not? Because we were doing a different kind of research. What do you mean? We were looking for people to help us, asking around, checking the previous classes on the database, that sort of thing. And we found one who agreed to let us pay him a visit. You guys ever heard of a game developer called Simansky, David Simansky? You didn't! Isn't he the one who made Iron Lung? Yeah. And the square stapler? Yes. And the finger bones? Well, yes. And Dusk? Yes, damn yes! How did you manage to do it? Did you tell him we're game developers as well or what? No need to lie. He went to this very school. Wait, what? He graduated from the branch in the US years ago, and then used that but he learned to make horror games as a hobby before making a drastic career shift and becoming a full-time game developer. His graduation project, he put it in one of his games, the one called The Music Machine. Wait, really? I played the game. I know what machine you're talking about. It's the work of a genius. I never knew any of that. Are we going to meet him? Yes, we are. Thankfully, he came here to London and is staying for a while. He agreed to let us visit. He has a room where he works, and he keeps a replica of his graduation project there so we can see it for ourselves. Oh my god, Harry, I don't know how to thank you. This is so awesome. Bro, I can't. The fuck did I say? Sorry, guys. I mispronounced that word in a little bit of a weird way. Whatever. You're welcome. We are supposed to go meet him. Let's start today, so 3 days from now. Sounds like a plan. It's settled then. Meeting adjourned. Sorry, guys, I still mispronounce some of these words. You know, guys, English is not my first language. I'm still learning. I did get better from like 3 months ago, but I'm still learning. So yeah. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the magic takes place. My humble working area. Whoa! This is beyond cool. You're 28, Brian. Calm down. Oh, shut up, man. Let me have my fun. This is my setup. 3 monitors. An RTX 470. Liquid cooling the whole stick. Graphics may be graphics, but we still need a lot of rendering. And of course, it allows me to run anything, even Crysis. I mainly choose indie games, so it's an amazing community that produces masterpiece after masterpiece. Like Iron Lang, there's even an upcoming moving adaptation of it. Bro, I get it, come on. All these like real life quotes, like real life reference, I get them, come on. I'm glad you see it as a masterpiece. I'm really proud of this game. And yeah, there is an upcoming movie. It's practically finished, but there are issues with getting into the first. Shouldn't take too long to solve, hopefully. Yeah, that's old news. Now, yeah, it was pretty successful, the movie. And I think it's still like in the top 10 or something, or 20, I don't know. But it's still in the top, you know? I can't wait to watch it. That's what I'm talking about. This wardrobe over here is where I keep clothes that I don't use frequently. That way I have more space in the wardrobe in my room. I didn't like leaving that spot empty. These are a few posters of my games. I'm sure you recognize at least some of those. I recognize them all. Squirrel Stapler is one of my all-time favorites. I'm glad you like it. On the right is a water cooler. Help yourself to it. The cupboard below the poster is where I keep stuff that I might need while working. Papers, external drivers, etc. On the left is a replica of the music machine. Feel free to explore the room. If you want, just let me know when you want to talk about your graduation project. Understood. Thanks a lot. Alright, so wait, let's look around. Can I talk to anybody? I also loved the Pony Factory, it was extremely intensive. Being able to hold either your weapon or your flashlight, that made the game way scarier. I had to rely on the bullets, instantaneous flashes to see the enemies during a situation where there's not enough time to bring out the flashlight. Absolute gem, that's the least that can be said. Thanks a lot, Brian. I'm glad you like it. Alright, so I don't know what am I supposed to look at. I think I'm supposed to look at the game here. Wait, hold up. Come here. Why do we have to go behind the posters? What do you think of the machine, Sophie? I'm impressed. It's an incredibly imaginative idea. Told you. Oh, wait, sorry. So now, Oh, so wait, I'm the like cool looking guy. Then it looks like a lot more freaky in real life than it looks in the game. I'm impressed. I thought I was this guy here. Um, a poster of Gloomwood. It's like it's stealth, but that doesn't mean I'm very good at it. I need more checkpoints. A poster of Dusk. I haven't finished the game yet, so I'm really thankful for the fact that I can save everywhere. That comic that comes up with it is pretty good too. Have you ever played that game, Score Stabler? No, I'm not much of a video game person, you know, but I heard of it before. Okay, wait, sorry. Wait, I wanted to. Why would I leave now? I don't know. What do I have to check? Ready to talk about your project? Oh yeah, that was all. I just had to talk to the guy here. Sure. Alright then. So you arrive at this stage, the final obstacle before graduation. Let me tell you something. You absolutely do not want to underestimate this obstacle. I'm sure you've been told about the horrendous fate, as the teacher liked to call it. I'm under an oath, so I can't say what is it, but describe it as horrendous? That's putting lightly. Oh god. So my first piece of advice? Work regularly on it. Don't just cram it until it's the last from 3 months or so. It won't work. And you absolutely want it to work. Got it? Yes sir. Good. Have you thought of any ideas? Well, Dale and Brian thought of ideas which we had discussed a few days ago. You guys want to talk about them? Sure. I thought of something that works like a hydraulic press to crush someone, but instead of the normal circle base, it consists of 5 parts that can be removed at will, each part shaped like either an arm, a leg, or the rest of the body. You know what I think it's gonna say? That this is boring as shit, and it would be right. Why not Sid's part, in order to separate the torso and the head? Because crushing either the torso or the head is fatal, so it'd be better to just combine them. Good thinking. It has potential for a normal project. It can certainly work as a good one, but for the graduation project, you need to bring your A game for this. And Brian, that is not your A game. I know you can think of a better idea. You really think so? I know so. Thanks a lot. I'll do my best to come up with a better idea. That's what I want to hear. And you, Dale, what was your idea? Well, Mr. David, do you know what a meat slicer is? A deli slicer? I know what that is, yes. Oh, good. That simplifies things. You don't know how much I've had to explain, so that those 3 idiots know it. Oh, shut up. You could have just shown us the picture. Nah, too simple. I wanted you to feel the idea. If you say so. Anyway, my idea was to create a platform the size of a person. That platform has wheels and a motor that slowly pushes it, with the victim strapped on top to a large meat slicer. This meat slicer cuts the meat into slices, feet first, and moves each slice into a glass and casing. Do you know those wiki exhibits where they have skinless corpses in weird positions as well as slices of dead people? I know what those are, yes. Okay, good, so the end result is your very own gory exhibit, made using a live person in hellish pain instead of a boring corpse. So what do you think? I really like the idea, it's pretty bizarre. That was the girl, why did I do that voice? Whatever. But what are the steps of building that? Buying a meat slicer as well as a big sheet of metal and some wheels? Along with a motor, and then just putting them all together? As for the glass encasement mechanism, it shouldn't be that hard either. Just create an opening for the slice to fall through, and below the encasement add a weight sensor. When that sensor triggers, it prompts another motor to push that encasement, maybe even push it to using another encasement so that the next one is ready. This can be an excellent project, but it's not complicated enough to be a graduation project. You can do it better for it. You're smart. You're all smart and creative. Well, if they were so smart and creative, they wouldn't have needed your help, right? I want you to get the best idea you can possibly think of. You guys think of the music machine. Wait, do you guys think the music machine was the first idea that we thought of? It was the ninth idea. Wait, 8 full ideas before it. One of them was a flamethrower that starts from the feet and moves very slowly up till it reaches the head, having cooked everything below it to a crisp. It sounds like a good idea, but it's not complicated enough. There is also not much art involved with simply barbecuing a person like that. How did I come up with the music machine? I came up with it while I was developing the game. I've always loved video games and I always wanted to make my own. So thinking of ideas like that is no longer an assignment. It's no longer some sort of homework. It's a passion. It's something fun. It's something that is needed to achieve a heartfelt goal. Honestly, I don't think I would ever came up with that idea if it wasn't for a game, first and foremost. So that's my second piece of advice. Don't think of the idea like it's a burden. Think of it like something required to reach a goal, one that you earn for, one that you really, really want to reach. Understood, Mr. David. That's a really insightful way of thinking. Thank you. Have you met anybody else? Not yet, it has only been about a week after all. Well, in that case, my third and final piece of advice is this. Find more people to ask. Find more people who might be able to help you. You might be just a push away from a groundbreaking idea. More experienced people can offer new insights, new ways of thinking. Trust me, I can't recommend this enough. Even the teachers might be useful, though we are more of the academic type. And you're not trying to pass a test, you're trying to build something. Do you understand? Yes, Mr. Szymanski, we'll do what you told us. Good job. Any other questions? Yeah, one final question. Where are the music machine spikes? Well, to attach them means I have to drill lots of holes in the ceiling, and this is a rental, so that was not allowed. Yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen to my property either. That'll be all. Thank you so much, Mr. Szymanski. Really appreciate it. Glad to help. I don't wanna fucking save the game, bro. Come on. Alright. Do we have any good ideas now? That went pretty well. That's an understatement. Went extremely well. I don't know how you managed to do it, but I really appreciate this. Expect the unexpected, Brian. Expect the unexpected. They really provided some useful pieces of advice, though. We should keep what he said in mind. Agreed. That's why we came here after all. Especially the first piece of advice. Yes, this is basically an offer assignment, but we shouldn't look at it in that way. Otherwise, we will do this just like any offer assignment, as fast as possible, with the bare minimum quality required. This will basically ensure our demise. Do you see how strongly warn us against that Windows fate? I suggest we take that warning seriously. It doesn't seem like the type that exaggerates or acts hysterical. He knows what he's talking about. I think the horrendous fate is just being like the person that gets the torture inflicted, like the victim, and like be tortured till your death. That's right, we need to work on that project, fast, starting with getting an idea. Like Szymanski said, we need to bring our A game for us to succeed. Indeed. 2 weeks from now, in the cafeteria? 2 weeks? Yeah, so you get a chance to think thoroughly about ideas. Sophie and I keep looking for people. Alright then, sounds good. I suppose so. Alright then. It's been 2 weeks. I hope you've been able to find ideas. Not just that, we've haven't even provided artwork. Oh really? Nice job. Brian, would you like to go first? Oh, sure. Let's say there is a guy called Hank, and something happens to him that makes him sad. So sad. So sad that people say he's screwed up into a ball out of sadness. You guys know this expression, right? Yes, we do. Go on. Well, that expression came to mind while I was playing a horror game, and I thought, what would happen if that expression was taken literally? And so, and behold. If you will look at your phone, please. Oh, the ball! Whoosh. Ah, you stuck a drawing feed, though. I stuck a drawing feed. The quality of the feed is indeed questionable. But apart from that, I really like this idea. It really takes curling up into a ball out of sadness to an entirely different level. I like it too, but there's a little problem. What is it? What if the victim's spinal cord gets torn? That way you won't feel anything below the torn area, and he might even end up dying. The way he's getting curled into a ball makes this highly impossible. And we can't have that, can we? No, we can't. This can be fixed though, by just adjusting how much his back is getting curled back. The biggest problem for him will be his limbs afterward, which will turn to gory spaghetti after getting curled like that. However, he's not strong enough when it comes to art. Its art aspect is really good. Saying that it brings an expression to real life is a great example of an art project. But we can think of a better idea. We shouldn't just settle on this one. Szymanski team had 8 failed ideas before thinking of the music machine after all. We will keep your idea in mind though, and in the end, we see in the end which ideas wins. Alright? Sounds good to me? Okay then. Wanna go ahead, Dale? Sure, yeah. Has anyone of you ever baked? That's the definition of a random question. But yeah, I made pizza before. Me too. Mine is way better. Oh please, your pizza is almost always not cooked well enough. At least I don't put ketchup instead of the pizza sauce. That's called tomato sauce, not the pizza sauce, but alright. It was one time, there wasn't any pizza sauce anywhere. You could have added barbecue sauce or ranch, those were well in chicken pizzas. Do they? Like, chicken pizzas don't taste good anyway, right? Whatever. Guys, what the hell? I still haven't pitched my idea. And now I feel angry. Oops. We should go eat something after this meeting. Sure. Anyway, Brian, have you ever baked before? I made donuts before, so yeah. What are you asking for? Because I wanted to make sure you know what a duff roller is. Everybody knows what a rough duff roller is. Even if I had never entered the kitchen ever, I would still know it. We didn't need that introduction, you know? Okay, that's a good point, but I want to make sure. Anyway, when I was making some bread, I noticed that the dough was sticking to the roller. Then there wasn't enough flour on the table. Well, yes, that's beside the point. After noticing this, I wondered, what if there was a person there under the roller? Or instead getting rolled like that dough by another mechanism? And after some thinking, I came up with this. The roller. Phones, please. You guys weren't kidding when you said there would be an artwork. But still looks like boring and simple. I think I know a chiropractor who will have fainted after seeing this. The name is not really good though. So instead about the Sashinator. Okay, this is actually way better than the roller. Stationator it is, Ben. Is it me or does the art style resemble that of Brian? Were you guys sitting together when you drew this? The thing is that I did the drawing. Yep, I drew both of these. The drawing was complicated, okay? The most important thing is the morally questionable idea. I suppose that explains the normal thief. Art has its limits, you know? Anyway, what do you guys think of it, this Stashinator? It's cool. I really like this one as well. But in terms of art, I don't know. I mean, there's certainly some art in it, like the spirals made by Johnny Ito. Who? Our manga artist, well, more like the horror manga artist. Be sure to check him out, you're missing a lot. Going back to the topic at hand, it's good, but not artistic enough. I think so too, yeah. The painting part overwhelms the art part. We need more of a balance. Exactly, the balance. Something overly grotesque might not leave much room for the artistic aspect of the project. I see, those are some really good points. I can make it more grotesque though. What if it rolled from both sides? Having the arms stand above the head would allow us to sushi them as well. The victim will end up looking like a scroll instead of a sushi. Oh, wow, I can imagine this. And then, that's insane amount of pain. Great job. Oh, again, that overmasks the artistic aspect even more. That's the point. I gotta build this scroll thing one day. Count us in. Anyway, now that the ideas are out of the way, we can discuss our next visit. I'm afraid that the last person that we were able to find, Poe, so we'll need to come up with more creative ways of searching for people. There's this guy called Marcus who was part of the team that passed 5 years ago. He agreed to let us visit in 2 days. So we have a break that lasts 2 days? Neat! I guess there's no harm in that. Well, in that case, pizza time! Can't do that again. About time. What took you so long? It was a bit crowded, I'm afraid. Well, that's not good now, is it? You do realize that it's around 5 p.m., right? Tends to get crowded at the time cause that's when people get off from work. You're right. We did miss that. Sorry for being late. It's okay. Just make sure to not this happen again. You're graduating soon. We don't want to get fired just for being late too many times. Good point. Anyway, this is my room. Hence the bed and the desk. My roommates, you guys from college days, have rooms too. No need to go there, of course. There's a kitchen, obviously. That explains the burnt food smell. That means that Jackson, one of my roommates, is cooking at his lunch. It's a superb cook, unlike that idiot. I'm a superb cook, unlike that idiot. Anyway, the bathroom is out there. Feel free to go if you need. You can rest for a bit before we start. I have a surprise for you, Poe, so don't rest for too long. Sounds good? Alright, let's walk around. Some drawers, it would be rude to explore them. A poster of Menan Chu? Finally someone recognizes it for the gem it is. I've only beaten 3 games more than once and this is one of them. A poster of Bully. I should give it a try one day. I hear it's really good. Can I look at the computer? Marcus' chair looks a bit uncomfortable. Why are you staring at the wall like that? Is it mesmerizing? No, you doofus. Just that it's a bit weird texture. I don't know, maybe? The fuck you mean? It's all the same. Do you guys have anything to say? What is it? Too lazy to stay standing? Give me one reason to stay standing. There's nothing to do in this tiny room. Agreed. I mean, it is kinda small, now that you mention it. I know, right? Alright, let's talk to this guy here. Now resting? Ready for the next step? Yeah. Good then. But before we begin, I want to show you something. Let's see. There it is. Have you ever heard of a Chinese burn? That move where you hold someone's arm using two hands and twist the muscle in opposite directions? Oh yeah, I know that move. Didn't know it had a name. So that's the idea of your machine? It is. We call it the Twister. What does it do? It does 8 consecutive Chinese burns that are so strong they tear off the muscles and the bones. Yeah, I think this guy is like the worst one. Yeah. Well, I only met 2 people, but I don't think his idea are original. 2 for each arm and 2 for each leg. Damn, that's brutal. It is. You will love seeing it in action. You're out of luck, I'm afraid. Bummer. Hold on, just let me do something on my laptop real quick. Oh, sure. Does he have a video or something? And... bingo! What? The fuck is happening? Oh, he just opened the wall. Ta-da! You didn't. I did. Oh my god. Is that the Twister? That it is. I knew something was up with that wall. You are not wrong. I am smart enough to hide my unconventional belongings. And look, it's equipped with mannequin. Is that the mannequin? Is that mannequin breathing? That's not a mannequin. Consider it a fresh mannequin. Wait, this is... I can already predict what you're going to say. How did you... Connectionary connections. Is he asleep? It is. I must drug him. The walls are soundproof, but I did this in just in case. I wanted to keep this as a surprise for you. That's a good idea. And what a surprise! Never would I imagine the surprise to be this. This is so awesome. I'm impressed. This is an excellent surprise. Thank you. You're welcome, everyone. By the way, the device is able to do those premium Chinese burns simultaneously. We don't have to wait for it to finish the 8 moves consecutively. So, how about we wake our guest up? Oh shit. Oh fuck. This is horrific. And beautiful. Indeed. I'm speechless. As you can see, the limbs have pulverized. This normally takes half an hour, but for the sake of convenience, I made it finish immediately so you don't be late. Now that you've seen it, we should go on. A moment, please. So yeah, she was right about the wall. I like it, doesn't look weird from here. All good. Don't worry about him, he's gonna bleed out eventually. Now, let's sit down and talk, shall we? I don't wanna save the game, bro. Alright then. This is the part where you tell me about your failed ideas and I criticize them. Well, I wouldn't really call them failed. They're still considered as potential ideas. If you have any ideas with potential, then why are you here? To get help so you can think of better ideas, huh? Ash, but fair. That's what I mean. Brian, Dale, wanna talk about your latest ideas? Sure. I'll start. Go ahead. Sure, the idea, I guess, was a device that the victim gets attached to from the back. Like an endoskeleton, one that is shaped like a person but is worn from the back. It then curls backward into a ball, forcefully. You can probably guess how that goes for the person attached to it. It's pretty good. I really like this idea, but what about the victim legs? What do you mean? Try holding your hand the way your device would to a person. Hurts, right? Because your arm is not supposed to go that way. is not supposed to bend to the back. Forceful bending in that way will break your elbow, might even dislodge your shoulder. Your elbows bend to the front, not to the back. You know what bends to the back for? Your knees. What does your device do to the legs? It bends them backwards, forcefully. Well, good job, you're bending something in the direction it's supposed to bend. Now what? You're going to pinch his legs? You're going to tickle his feet? The lower half will almost completely fine if the legs just get bent like that. His thighs might get a cramp, but that's about it. No real damage will be done. You completely disregard the lower half of the body. Do you get it? Yeah, I do. How did we miss that? You can bend the legs the other way around, to the front, but that is no longer a ball. It's more of a, well, I don't know, a shell is the closest thing I can think of. So, no, don't even consider this idea. You can just ignore 50% of the victim like that. It will demolish you in the eyes of the judges. And that's ignoring the art aspect as well, which will be meaningless now that the victim is some sort of abstract shape instead. Alright, trust me, you completely need to describe this idea. You're right, thanks a lot for noticing this. Not a problem, Dale. Wanna go ahead? Sure thing. Imagine a yoga mat. A yoga mat? Really? Easier to explain that way. You're right. Actually, go on. Imagine it being rolled. Dude, you suck at providing visualization. Shut up! Now, imagine a similar mat but metal, with lots of bendable sections. What would happen if it was to forcefully bend with a person strapped on top of it? I think I see where this is going. See, it worked. That's not a flex, you're explaining it like you're talking to a toddler. Is something wrong? Nothing. Anyway, what if it started rolling slowly from the direction of the feet, crushing everything in its path, slowly turning the person into a crude imitation of a sushi? That was my idea. What do you think, Mr. Marcus? It's really brutal. I feel sorry to whoever is going to go through that. However, you have the same issue as Brian. What about the arms? By the time the rolling platform reaches them, the legs will be screwed. How about the blood? How much blood will the victim have lost already? Oh, yes, oh. A ton of blood, most likely a fatal amount. Even if you made the device roll faster in order to get the rest of him before he dies, you still won't get most of his arms. Your device would have crushed his organs, he's almost instantly dead. That is a huge miss. Like Brian, your ideas has missed a decent portion of the body that can be used non-factually. We did think of that, but we forgot about the blood loss. I noticed that. What you're going to do? Make the platform scalding hot in order to somehow cauterize the wounds? Not going to work as well as you think it will. Plus, you will make the room a lot hotter, therefore making the judges uncomfortable, therefore making them regard you negatively, therefore making them give you a bad ratings. So, all in all, nope. Disregard this idea too. Okay? Yeah, you're right. I also had the idea of doing the rolling from both sides, with the victim arm being extended above their head. We would have called it the scroll too. However, now that you mention it, the blood loss issue, this wouldn't really work either. I'm afraid not. So, any more ideas? No, Mr. Marcus. Okay then. Your ideas are good, they are creative, but you didn't think of all the aspects of them, nor do you think of all the scenarios and how it could go wrong. Starting with the aspects you have two: pain and art. You want to balance those, you don't want to lean too far towards one side. Your rolling device, Dale, leans more on the pain side, a lot more. There is barely any art in it, there is not even an idea behind it, not a message or anything. Art can be figurative as well, but even that figure art is not present. It's not present in your idea either, Brian. Okay, you turn a person into a ball like Samus from the Metroid, and where is the art in that? Do you know how they rate projects? We have never been told that, no. Well, I'm not supposed to tell you, but I feel like being a little helpful today. They have separate ratings, one for pain and one for art. Oh, who could have guessed that? Rate each of those out of 5 and then they add the results. The Twister, for example, is getting 4 points for pain and 3 points for art. We didn't really appreciate the figurine art we gave it, how it symbolized the art of bowling and whatnot. Thankfully, the other groups receive even lower ratings, otherwise we would be screwed. As you probably guessed, I used to be a bully growing up. Even in college, I was a part of a group of jacked morons who loved to torment their classmates. Yeah, you don't look too jacked anymore, especially on the right, left arm. I don't know what you did there, but it looks weird. It looks like you got like your hand crushed or something, whatever. So for the project, we were trying to think of 4 ideas. We had just a few crappy ones. Until one time, when we were doing the normal tormenting of a bunch of short, nerdy classmates, one of us gave one of those guys a Chinese burn. That was the idea. That was when they ate me. I almost screamed, "Eureka!" like an idiot. That was how we had the idea of the Twister. And even though it received a mediocre art rating, I'm still very proud of it. And that's what you want to do. You want to create a project that makes you proud. When searching for ideas, you don't just sit down on your desk and do some deep thinking. Search for ideas while doing everyday things, or even better, while doing things you enjoy. Doing things you enjoy will help you relate more to the idea and will help you think of a more obscure scenarios for it. That brings us to the scenarios. You want to think of everything that might happen while your device is on. What if the victim dies too early? What if they go into shock? What if they get accidentally paralyzed? Alright, Brian, your bold idea might very well paralyze someone with how hard would curl the back on the victim. We don't want that to happen. You want to make them feel everything. You're right, we did notice that while discussing it a few days ago. That's good. You need to think of all the scenarios. That was just one of them. You can ask teachers or your parents to help you with that. They might notice something that you missed. You don't want to miss anything. Got it? Yes, Yes, Mr. Marcus. Good. Balance both aspects. Think of all the scenarios and look for ideas while going on with your days. Those are my suggestions. Right? You got it? Yes, Mr. Marcus. We will make sure to keep those in mind. That will be all, sir. Thanks so much for your help. And that Twister demonstration? I'm still baffled by how incredible it was. It was my pleasure. I wish you good luck. Anytime you need help, call me. We will keep that in mind. Thanks a lot. Glad to help. So, what do you guys think? What do we think? We've just seen someone receive 8 of the most lethal Chinese burns since the beginning of history, simultaneously. I've never been so amazed. Do you see how much blood was there? How his arms and legs almost exploded? That's some really good sound proving that Marcus has. I wasn't able to hear his deafening screams as soon as the wall came down. Do you think he's still alive? I don't know, but if he was, then he must be still screaming. Certainly. He also offers some really good advice. I can't believe I missed the legs being almost unharmed by the ball. Stupid me. I should be more careful. Don't beat yourself over it. We still need to look for ideas, cause we all miss important issues as well. I miss the ants with the Sushinator, you know? We should make it just for this name. Agreed, but as normal project later on. I like the idea. Anyway, this was a really useful experience, but I'm afraid I've got nobody left. Marcus was the only one willing to help us. Everybody else had messaged either ignored me or politely declined for personal reasons. Let's meet in the cafeteria next week. We look for ideas like before. Sophie and I will search one last time. After that, we'll focus on project ideas as well. Got it? Sure. Sounds good? Yeah? Told you it's a good idea to put the mozzarella cheese later. I had my doubts, but this actually made it softer, and it was still molten exquisitely. Wait, who is talking? Well, if it isn't Terry and his cronies. Oh, it's just like a group of bullies. Fancy seeing you here. I wouldn't say the same to you. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be attending your named play of the day? I don't know. Shouldn't you be working on your graduation project? Who said we weren't working? Oh, nothing. The fact that you're still stuck in the idea phase, the fact that you haven't registered your project yet, or the fact that your workshop room is empty. There's only been 3 weeks. You're overacting. Unlike you, we didn't just pick the first non-mediocre idea we had. A lot of thinking and planning comes first. Yeah, sure. Keep thinking and planning until only 1 month remains. Then scramble and build a worthless and buggy device, only to end up failing. Seems like you still have a lot to do? Couldn't be us though. We already had that idea. I spare one as well. We are already registered. And we are almost done with buying the components needed for it. But sure, by all means, stay slow. I will tell you to take your time, but it seems that this is exactly what you're doing. And it won't end well for you, or any of you. Sounds like someone is too much of a hurry. And what's that superb idea? Forcing someone to watch your ideal performance in the Tempest? Or your even more ideal performance in the Kingler? That's all you got? Mocking my performances 7 years ago and only just started joining the theater club? Now I'm its leader. It's the main man. On the contrary, what are you? Not the theater fanatics, that's for sure. Keep mobbing me. Give us a mock-looking face. We'll see if you can keep it when the judges fail your project and you meet your horrendous fate. We'll be watching, and this time, I'll be mocking you. We'll see about that. Shakespeare wannabe. Let's go, everyone. We had more important things to attend to. Agreed. I wonder what that idea of Vero is. Do you guys think it's good? It's possible. They may be a bunch of morons, but they're not stupid. Indeed. We shouldn't forget that William is one of the top students of the class, and how skilled this group is. I mean, have you seen that Eve, for example, built last year in the workshop? That pendulum she made, I remember it. Impressive piece of machinery. Exactly. Anyway, did you guys get any ideas? Oh yeah, I have a really good one. Want me to talk about it? Sure. Right then. I didn't have time to draw a concept, but I can do that if you want. Or rather, Brian will. Nah, it's your turn to draw. We see about that. Anyway, it's a fairly straightforward idea, so you don't probably even need a drawing. Do you remember what an Iron Maiden is? But the wardrobe with spike insides? Correct. It's a cool idea, but it could be better. For example, what if we eliminated the wiggle room available inside? What if we constrained the victim, forcing them to endure each and every spike? What if we made it non-lethal? What if we made it wearable? Go on. What if we turn it into a suit, a metal suit, but with spike inside? But then, how will the victim wear the suit? Wouldn't the spikes get in the way? Well, here's the thing, we won't. The suit won't just be layered with spikes on the inside, the spikes will be on plates. For example, a plate for the chest, a plate for the upper back, a plate for the forearm, and so on. Those plates will be rotatable via springs, that's how they will be held back. That's not a bad idea. It's more original than the offers. Those springs lock the plates in place, giving us the option to release them at will. Maybe we can even release them one by one to maximize the pain instead of just releasing them all at once and risking the victim falling into shock. We will, of course, have to avoid vital organs and spine. We don't want things to end too early. As for its name, the 4 sounds good. So what do you think? Dale, do you read comics? Not really, why? Because that sounds a lot like a certain character from there. Ever heard of a character called Penance? I don't think so, no. Wait, I'll show him to you. There. The fuck is that? Is that from a real comic? I've never seen it. Cool costume. I really like it as well. That's not all. They shoot a spice on the inside as well. That guy was originally called Speedball, a pretty fun and cheerful spirit with the power to absorb energy and turn it into a kinetic field, which you can use for offense or defense. However, during a fight, one of the villains called Nitro blew himself up with his powers, killing 612 civilians, including 60 children, as well as the Speedball team. He himself didn't die though. He was found 500 miles away. His power absorbed the explosion and protected him. This incident gave his major PTSD and survival guilt, so he went to get a new suit. The spiky suit you saw, it has 612 spikes on the inside, each one representing a victim of the explosion. 60 of these spikes are longer, representing the children who lost their lives. These spikes will cause him constant pain while also amplify his powers. Damn. I mean, that's actually like a original idea, like original like comic. I don't know if it really exists. I think so, but like I will read that. It's nice. It's interesting. That's really cool and tragic. Sounds like my cup of tea. However, my idea can be used lethally. The spikes in it are meant to penetrate and cause harm, maybe even kill. Thus goes rotatable plates as well. And let's not forget that we can use it not lethally, as it won't have spikes near the vital organs, and non-paralyzing will happen as it won't touch the spine. What about major arteries? I suppose those keep being avoided as well. How? Those arteries are not huge chunks like organ. How will you avoid those? And let's not forget that people are not the same size. What if someone arms his finger, making the position of the arteries very different? Even if its position is slightly different, one simple mistake can make the patient bleed out in minutes. That's a problem. That it is. However, it's not biggie. You can work around this somehow. Let's just add it to our empty list of potential ideas and think about the details later. Sounds good to me. The name is excellent, by the way. Anyway, Brian, any ideas? Nope. Nope. What do you mean, my nope? It means that nope, I haven't found an idea. Because I was doing research of my own. And get this, my mother has a friend. And that friend arranged for us to revisit an old friend of hers. Does the name Tussad ring a bell? None? No one? Unculturated swine. Madame Tussad, the Watts Museum, doesn't that ring any bells? Oh, I recognize that. The museum with eerie Watt statues that look almost exactly the same as the person the statue represents. What about her? Well, if you don't know, Madame Tussad is French. Was. She lived during the French Revolution and she was going to be executed along with other aristocrats. However, we let her leave, but forced her to make Watt's death mask of the executed, many of whom were her friends. Yikes! Yeah, yikes. Anyway, she later moved away from France and settled in England, and eventually she had that museum of hers. She also got married and had children, and those children had children of their own. One of them being the one we are visiting, Madame Elizabeth Tussad, a sculptor in a line of sculptors who used their skills in this very school. Oh, wow. How the hell did you manage to do that? Expect the unexpected, Harry. Expect the unexpected. Consider it my thanks for our treat to David C. Mansky. Well, I definitely appreciate it. When we are meeting her? Next Tuesday, so today's Friday. Thank you, Sophie. So in 4 days. How exciting to meet such an important figure. I'm excited as well. Always full of surprise, Brian. You bet. Welcome, welcome. Oh, sorry, she's like a whole woman. Welcome to my workshop. Whoa, this place looks incredible. What are those statues, if I may know? Those are not models of my graduation projects. Different colors, different design, etc. What's the name of my project? The Cast. Those suits of iron? They are worn by the victims. And then you can shape them into whatever pose that you want, even if you cause a few broken bones or dislocated joints. After that, molten lead is poured into the little holes available to use all around the suit. These are several ones so every part of the body is covered, even if an arm is raised or something like that. And there you have it, a human statue made using a cast shaped like a person. That is a genius idea, Mr. Elizabeth. I'm impressed. Thank you, dear. I'm glad you like it. I really like it too. It's close to an idea, but we can talk about that later. Sounds good to me. That table over there is where I keep the tools that I need. Next to it are some iron ingots. As you can see from the cradle forge behind me, I melt my own iron and make my own cast using a cast. Haha, cast. Exactly. Barry? It's Ari, ma'am. Ah, right. The cast behind me is the first prototype. It's dear to me, so that's why it's by itself. The table and the chairs are not here normally, of course. Because the servants, I had the servants bring them here so we can sit and talk. Good idea. Thank you. Sophie. Thank you, Sophie. That's a sweet name, by the way. Oh, thank you. You can take a look at the place if you want. Just let me know when you're done. Sounds good. Alright. Here we are. That's a decent amount of iron. Crane must be a pain. God, these are heavy. Do you think she has a servant whose only job is lifting those? Most likely. A table with some tools. Simple as that. Yeah. I know. Do you want to talk about your project? No, wait, not yet. Not a problem, come to me when you're done. Sure. I wanna look around first. The one that started it all, the cast. That, a piece of history you're looking at. That's the simplest way to describe it. Can I talk to her? Oh yeah. What do you think? I think it's an excellent idea, but much more extreme than making lifelike blood statues. Consider it an upgrade. Definitely. Alright, I can talk to her. Yeah. Of course, dear. But first, let me show you something. That's how it's made? Not exactly. A decent amount of modeling and sculpting is still needed, but that can be done later, even if I had to remelt it. Nothing to worry about. Now, let's have a seat. Alright then. What seemed to be the problem? We are still stuck in the brainstorming idea phase, I'm afraid. It has been almost a month and we still haven't found one that could work. There's always some sort of issue here or there that risks to ruin the whole project. I see. You, the tall one. Dale? Dale, man. Yes, Dale. What was the idea of yours that you wanted to talk about? Oh, right. It's called Thorn. I like the name. Thank you. So basically, it's a metal suit just like the cast, but instead of being, well, a human cast, it's more like a wearable Iron Maiden. I'm sure you know what an Iron Maiden is, right? I do, yes. It's a wardrobe with spikes lined on the inside. Indeed it is. My idea is a bit similar, a wearable suit that is lined on the side with spikes. However, since that will make wearing it in the first place pretty difficult, I had a modification in mind. Instead of just lining the inside with spikes, there will be metal plates. These plates are lined with spikes and are held back to the suit via springs, a mechanism keeps them blocked, which can be triggered to loosen them. Whisk pushes the plate with the spikes on them towards the victim forcefully, impaling them on the many spikes lying on the plate. They can even be loosened consecutively instead of loosening them all at once to make the process last longer. So what do you think, man? I had the same idea before. Oh. Excuse me? I had the same idea before back when we had our graduation project to make. Even when the spikes plates, they were also held back using springs as releasing volt was providing impelling that needed. You name it the Swiss cheese. That's hilarious. It was. I was almost immediately on board with the idea when I heard the name. However, as you can guess, we didn't go with it. We were afraid of accidentally killing the victim by puncturing a major artery or a vital organ. We had a few fixes like making the spikes toward vital organs shorter and moving the spikes closer to major arteries. But still, it wasn't safe. People are just sized too differently. What if a short person went in one of those? What if we accidentally punctured his eyes, or his heart, or his branchial artery? No, it was too dangerous. We decided to disregard it and think of something else, until eventually we thought of the cast. It took us around 2 months to reach that idea. So don't worry that much. What you're going through is normal. Those who have already found ideas and are working on them, what they're doing is wrong. A lot of research has to be done. Every scenario has to be considered before going ahead with an idea. Something tells me that this is the reason you're worried in the first place, is because some people are already working on the project. Am I right? Indeed you are. That's precisely the reason. I guess, man. I'm serious, don't worry yourself too much. You still have 7 months, I'm sure you can do it. Your first obstacle is finding an idea, one that is perfect as it can be. One that passes all the trials and scenarios that you can think of. The scenarios can be fixed, but there's a limit to that. A limit before you have to step back and discard the idea. Before that, you have to get an idea for. How do you come up with the cast? It's quite simple, really. My hobby is sculpting, or making statues. I'm a two-set after all. What I did was try and turn that hobby into a deadly torturing device, and I succeeded. The idea felt really irritable, like it was made for me. You need to reach that feeling. That way you know you are close to the perfect idea. Everyone, can you tell me what your hobbies are? Painting and listening to music. Reading and playing video games. Drawing and taking walks. Basketball and baking. I'm still a better baker though. Sure. Those are all nice hobbies. Each one of you should try to think of an idea that is related to their hobbies as possible. And you might be able to find the perfect idea. I see. But I can't exactly turn drawing into a torturing method. Who say you can't? What if you, for example, create a device that reaches off someone's hand and moves his body arm around as a curled pen to draw? Be creative, that's all you need to do. Be creative. Do you understand? Yes, man, we do. Thank you so much for all the help. My pleasure, dear. Just let me know when you're past so we can celebrate. Haha, we'll make sure to do it. Alright. She's nice. I was about to say that, she's so sweet. Like an actual grandma. Wait, that's my voice. Like an actual grandma. Well, a normal grandma that doesn't invent horrifying ways of inflicting pain upon others. True that. I really like the idea of turning our hobbies into potential projects, but it doesn't sound all that plausible. She would make a huge dough mixer that can be used to pizza a person with the dough. No thanks, that will taste awful. I have no issue with torturing people, but I'm not cannibal. You won't know unless you try. Don't actual cannibals say you want taste like chicken? They shouldn't taste too bad then, especially when in some sort of pastry. No, absolutely not. Suit yourself. What about you, Ari? Ari? What is it? One of your hobbies is playing video games. What if we force a victim to play the Atari E.T. game? Oh god, no, where's terrific and where is this? Exactly. Instant 10 out of 10. Certainly, certainly. We should really consider our advice though, it's really good. And really close to what Szymanski and Marcus say to us. Oh, hey, that's right. It's almost the same piece of advice. Szymanski came up with the music machine while making the game. And Marcus came up with the twister while giving someone a Chinese burn. Looks like this device does indeed work. Told you. I'm telling you, it's a really good idea. And we should really go along with it. Later, Harry, I need to focus. Now is not time for painting. Alright, fine, just give me a minute. If you say so. Let's look around. A flower? What so? A painting of a flower? Yeah. What's so weird? Can I? No. Can I interact with that? No. Sophie's bed. It's always study almost. Sophie's drawers. It would be rude to sift through them. Is she ready? Yes, now. Alright, fine. But I won't leave my painting for you, though. Fair enough. What do you want to talk about? Cats? The project, Sophie, the project. We need ideas. We haven't thought of any because we were looking for people to meet for advice and guidance. Now that that's done, we need to find ideas. And turning our hobbies into ideas sounds like an excellent idea. How about you start? Reading and playing video games, you said? Let's start with reading. Reading, huh? I don't know. A device that reads the written paper cuts everywhere until they bleed out. Oh, I can imagine that. That's awful, but a bit complicated. You want our robotic arm that does that? Where should it go? Anywhere with no cuts? That sounds complicated. Also, what if the paper gets torn? Would we need a mechanism that replaces the paper as well? And finally, there's no art in that. What if we draw something on the paper? A knife or something? There you go, art. No, fair enough. How about if we force the victim to read something boring, like Stephen King, Bag of Bones? You're stepping into a forbidden territory there, Harry, for many people. Oh please, it had way too much filler. You get on with the story already. I got bored after passing 240 pages of what? 100? I stopped reading and now I use it as a stand for my laptop. You're going to upset some people if you say that in public. Why would I do that? Anyway, it's your turn. Let's start with listening to music. How about a giant speaker? That's not even a project. You can easily buy one of those. I know, but there will also be a platform with straps for the victim. Nah, still too easy. Maybe. What about a speaker that gets embedded into a person's head? This allows the torturer to forcibly play wherever they want from the inside of the victim's head. Worst adage ever. Addict ever. Oh, imagine recalling something like that. Oh god, no, that's the girl. Still too easy though. Just a small speaker after all. Good point. Bro, your ideas are fucking boring. Your turn. Video games. Alright then. Have you heard of that obnoxious difficult NES games where you play as the Silver Surfer? I think I recognize it, yeah. What about it? Why do we put the victim inside an electric chair and force them to play this game? Every time we lose, they get shot. Or a chair with spikes, and a chair with some sort of lawn mower at the victim's feet. The options are endless. That's really evil, but I don't think the judges would be really on board with the idea of torturing someone using a video game. What do we even know about video games? No, sorry, I like the idea, but it's not safe to go along with it. That's reasonable. Your turn. Painting, huh? I don't know, Miss Elizabeth's idea of forcing someone to paint using the torn stump of her hand? It's not a bad idea, but the victims may die from blood loss. We need to think outside the box. Let's start to incorporate your paintings, for example. I'm interested. Also, the portrait with the eye, a device that pokes someone's eye. Maybe it keeps getting close to the eye before stepping back, with the victim almost dying from the uncertainty of whether the next poke is going to reach them or not. That's kind of a good idea. Nah, not nearly enough, but go on. The one with the flower. I don't know, put flowers in a person's ears and let the coming beast sting them. Let's keep over that for now. What about the Mona Lisa? The painting itself, it's harmless, so let's think more out of the box. Who drew the Mona Lisa? Leonardo da Vinci. What other famous works of art does he have? Some more portraits like the Mona Lisa, along with lots of different mechanical and anatomical sketches. He was pretty good with those actually, looking up. The features in the room, the ornithopter, which is of that flying machine of his, but the Vitruvian Man, etc. The Vitruvian Man? What is that? Oh yeah, I know what's that. Well, the name is a bit strange, but I'm sure you know the drawing. He's the man with like two, like 4 arms and 4 legs. Is that of a long haired man with the arm drawn 4 times, twice perpendicularly on his shoulder and twice a bit angled upwards? The legs are also drawn 4 times, twice straight down and twice in an angle. Oh, well, I recognize it, it's pretty cool. And that's it. Yes, 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 that's it. Dude, are you okay? I need to go. Thank you, Sophie. I love you. Okay, then. Oh, he's drawing the man. What was the name? Vitruman Man? I don't know. Viltruman Man? Viltrumate. I don't know. So is the oh my god. So is the idea clear now? I know now why you burst out of my room. Is it genius? I think so too. Not only is this extremely brutal, but it's almost completely foolproof. It handles blood loss, it handles optional lethality, it handles everything. Where were you all this time? Someone had to find successful graduates to meet, you know. Thank you guys. So we are indeed going with this idea? Absolutely. Definitely. Totally. Alright then. Let's get to work. Let's see. This is it. You have researched, you have planned, you have worked, and you have built. You have built your first real torture device. Let's all hope it's not the last. Only one group of you gets to pass. You certainly want to be a part of that group, each one of you. However, that is not up to me to decide. That is up to them. Your judges. The head of the engineering subdivision, Jack Kramer, descendant of the great John Kramer, also known as the Jigsaw Killer. The head of the medicine subdivision, Dr. Henry West, descendant of the great Dr. Herbert West, also known as the Reanimator. Oh, it's kinda less scary than the other one. And who is this guy? The head of the art subdivision, Philippe Goya, descendant of the great Francisco Goya, known for being the masterful hand behind the horrifying black paintings like Saturn Devouring Sun and Witch's Sabbath. So just like a guy who has like a grandpa who made scary paintings, pretty much. The painter of the dark side. Well, that's an interesting bunch. Indeed, Mr. Kramer. Looks like this would be amusing. I sense some potential in them. I can see a decent amount of bright looking students. I'm optimistic. Looks like this might be amusing after all. Time to find out how interesting they are then. Shall we? Oh yeah, we shall. So, first on your list, the reversal. Let's be us, sir. Hello there, what's your name? Andrew, sir. Alright, Andrew, lead the way, please. Of course, sir. Please go ahead and explain your project. Yes, of course, sir. The idea of our project is to completely reverse a person while keeping them alive, so that their body acts normally but their back is turned to us. Well, as normally as their pain-ridden body will allow. Go on. The device is drawn like an exoskeleton, with the 4 compartments representing the limbs being fastened to the victim's limbs. Those compartments consist of lots of hinge points, where each one is placed on a joint on the attached limb, the finger joints, the knees, and the elbows. At the press of a button, the hinge joints snap back, breaking the joints they're connected to. After that, they're locked in a way that allows the normal 180 degrees movement, but on the opposite side. The victim can no longer move their limbs normally, and they can only move them in the opposite direction, thus turning them into a reversed human. That's everything. Interesting idea. Completely reversing a person? I like it. But I'm afraid the victim is not reversed enough. What do you mean, sir? Why didn't you turn the hands and the feet? Turning wouldn't kill the victim, especially if done carefully. I'm afraid we didn't think of that, Dr. West, sir. Why didn't you? Just turning the joints is good, of course, but you left a lot of potential areas that could be used in a much better way. A simple mechanism can be used to turn the wrist and ankles, reversing those as well, giving you a truly reversed human. You're right, sir. I know. It is still good, though. It could have been executed better, that's all. We understand, sir. Thank you. So, Dr. West, what's next on our list? That will be the Grinder. A bit of a strange name. I'm curious. Me too. Off we go then. Please, state your name. Sarah, Mr. Kramer. Alright, sir, please go ahead and explain your project. Yes, of course. The idea of our project is to determine the victim using a hydraulic press. Instead of just putting them below 1, we had a better idea. We used 4 hydraulic presses instead of 1. The victim is tied to that chair, with the arms and legs being straightened. A miniature hydraulic press is attached to the edge of each limb. One by one, limb by limb, the hydraulic press moves towards the victim, slowly crushing everything in their paths. Until eventually, in the end, all of the victim limbs are completely crushed, with the victim slowly bleeding to death. That'd be all. That sounds extremely painful. Potentially, lots of gore will result out of this as well. I really like it. I like it too. It's mechanically efficient, not too complicated, and yet lots of work has been put into it, which is something that I respect. However, where's the art? I was about to ask the same question. Can you tell us more about the art aspect, the idea? Oh yes, certainly. Anyone fears being at the mercy of a hydraulic press, and now that we are 4 of those, the victim fear will be a lot more breaking them psychologically before the device breaks them literally. Yeah, I don't think. It's good, but not good enough, I'm afraid. More work should be done towards that area. Your device is an excellent pain bringer, but it's not as good when it comes to showing art. Don't worry, though. All will be well. Yes, Mr. Sequoia, understand. Good. What's next, Dr. West? Will be the puppeteer. The puppeteer, say? What a unique name. I'm optimistic about this one. Shall we go, then? Well, that's huge. Your name, please. William, sir. Alright then, William, go ahead. Yes, sir. Our idea is to turn a person into a living, breathing, and aware puppet in the most literal sense. The elbows and knees are broken in order to make the person able to move like a puppet. And now is that done, William? Manually, sir, building something for that would be an offer project by itself, which would introduce a disorienting phase between the two projects. So we decided to make the breaking of the joints a manual process in order to keep us things smooth and linear. That depends on how complicated your project is, but go on. Yes, Mr. Kramer. After the joints are broken, metal hooks are forcibly attached to the ends and the feet. The hooks are connected to those metal ropes, which are in turn connected to the puppet controller at the top. The robotic arm that we made is strong enough to lift a person. It holds the puppet controller and moves it around in order to make the victim move just like a puppet. And that's how you turn a person into a puppet. Literally. This is an excellent idea. Turning a person into a puppet? One that can be controlled at will? Wonderful. This is a great idea indeed, but in terms of pain, it's kind of lacking. I mean, sure, those are going to be painful as hell, but so it's pulling at them, so it's breaking the joints, but let's see. Why not use an offer puppet controller, for example? Exactly. That way you will have a lot of more flexibility. You will be able to do things like, for example, breaking the jaw and moving it freely using the offer puppet controller. Or having hooks embedded into the knees and elbows providing better control. What did you think of it? Well, it's a prototype after all, Dr. West. It can always be upgraded. William. And Mr. Kramer, did you or did you not plan to do that in the next model? No, sir, we didn't. Then what you mentioned was just a prototype. Because, well, we certainly can't do that upgrade. It's a bit too late for that. You better hope that the next group overlooked a more pressing issue. Don't you ever try to act smart like that with us again, understood? Of course, sir. My apologies. What's next, Dr. West? What's the last project? It will be the Vitruvian? The Vitruvian? What do you mean? I know that that name is a famous drawing by Leonardo da Vinci. A drawing? And there's a project with the same name? How interesting. Let's go check it out. Let's see. Let's see how it looks. Good luck, Harry. You got this. Make us proud, Harry. Make us proud. What's your name? Harry, sir. Alright then, Harry, please go ahead and explain your project. Right away, sir. The idea of our project, the Vitruvian, is to turn a person into a grotesque copy of Leonardo da Vinci's famous drawing, the Vitruvian Man. The victim is placed on a platform as shaped like a person instead of a regular rectangular platform. The platform has 4 extended parts which are used to hold the limbs, straps included. Then, limb by limb, a moving saw starts cutting from the middle of this corresponding limb. Starting is stripped from the end of the limb, cutting everything in its path except for the straps which automatically detach when a saw is closing in on them. Automatically, of course. The saw keeps cutting until it stops at the base of the limb. Shoulders for the arm saws, pelvis for the leg saws. The saws are automatically heated strongly by the machine in order to provide the cauterization necessary to prevent the victim from bleeding out, and to torment them even more. Good thinking, go on. Of course, sir. After the 4 limbs have been precisely cut from the middle, smaller, metallic strap glue into elbow limbs, holding them in place. Automatically, of course. And finally, the limbs platform separate from the middle, placing the elbow limbs in position equivalent to those of the limbs in Da Vinci's The Vitruvian Man. was creating your very own Return Man. This won't kill the victim, too, so you can keep your piece of grotesque art for as long as you want. If you want to kill him, it's easy, just press the red kill switch and a hidden saw below the neck will handle everything. And there you have it, an absolutely lethal machine that turns the unfortunate victim into a grotesque rendition of Da Vinci's famous drawing, The Vitruvian Man. That'll be all. This is a genius idea! Turning a human into such an important piece of art. It's magnificent. I agree this is a really smart idea, and it was implemented correctly. I'm particularly impressed by how you thought of little details like the straps. Having to replace those would be annoying. But having them retard when a saw approaches, that's an excellent idea. But why did you choose saws? Why did you make the machine forcibly clap on the limbs and rip them apart? We thought of that, but we decided not to go with it because that way there would be no solution for the blood loss problem. Quite thinking, that was the answer I was waiting for. Thank you, Mr. Kramer. As grotesque as tearing the limbs apart will look, it will indeed ruin the idea of the Viltrin. You want to end up with a clean-looking rendition of the Viltruvian, after all. Tormenting the victim is a priority, so making it so strongly it will ensure that, and it also prevent blood loss. And giving us the option to finish off the victim, that's a great option. One that I will scold for you for not including if it wasn't present. Marvelous, just marvelous. Thank you so much, Dr. West. Really appreciate it. But be all students, please stand by while we reach our destination. The results are out. How do we rate the project, you ask? Well, why don't you tell them, Mr. Kramer? The project's results are divided in two parts, art and pain. 5 points for each, 10 points in total. The project with the largest number of points passes. So, to start off, the reversal, 4 points for art and 3 points for pain, 7 points in total. You missed hands and feet, which was a major mistake. I'm afraid the victim wouldn't be reversed enough. And while painful, it wasn't painful enough. The wrist and the ankles are in no danger after all. The next project, the grinder. 5 points for pain and 1 point for art. It's simply non-existent. Fear of hydraulics? Anything can be feared if it's used in a malicious manner. No one is afraid of hydraulic press just because it's an hydraulic press. I'm sorry, but there was no playing around it. I want to be nice and give it at least 2 points for art, but just not possible. This is the School of Art and Pain. Art and Pain. You almost completely disregarded the art portion. There wasn't much that could be done for it. That's the result. The puppeteer. 4 points for art and 2 for pain. What? Ow! Silence! Are you insane? Why are you to question our judgment? Maybe you should have made a better machine, don't you think? Maybe if using it didn't require so much manual work, it would be regarded as in a better light. Why didn't you automate the process of breaking the joints and applying the hooks? Why should the user do that? All you gave is an idea. There's almost no work done except for the robotic arm, which is as generic as robotic arms come. Don't you dare question us again like that. Understood? Yes, sir. Your implementation is too simple, leaving lots of potential areas that could have been used with an offered puppet controller. Why did you disregard the jaws? Why did you disregard the knees and the elbows? Why can't you control those? No, sorry, but no. The art points are actually generous if you think about it, but we decided to have some mercy. Mr. Goya, would you like to tell the results of the Vitruvian? I would love to. The Vitruvian. 5 points for art. And 5 points for pain. Oh shit! We won! Silence! The idea of the project is as artistic as a torture device can be. Oh, I think the students were talking. That's why I said silence, alright. It's just excellent, perfect even. It was implemented ingeniously. Every scenario, every case has been thought of. Blood loss, problem, checked. I'm impressed, and that's something that rarely ever happens. To create a device that can provide such an insane amount of pain to a person without killing them? Few people have accomplished something like this. This is an immaculate machine, a powerful representation of the art and pain, one that has successfully balanced between the two, while maximizing both aspects at the same time. If the score was out of 6 or even 10, you'll still receive it. The winning project is the Vitruvian. Everyone in this group, please come forward. You've done it. You created the perfect torture machine. You won. And as for the rest, you failed. You haven't passed the project, so you won't pass the school. And well, I'm afraid we can't just expel you. Oh shit. This is a secret school, after all, and it has been secret for thousands of years. And we intend to keep it that way. Oh fuck. And what better way to test the Vitruvian than now? Guards! Yeah, that's what I told you in the beginning, bro. It was so obvious, like how we didn't thought about that. You know what you do. That was so obvious. I'm sorry, but like it was so obvious. The scream lasted for hours upon hours. The guards were professionals. They quickly took hold of all the 5 students, and then one by one, the 60 students were killed on the Vitruvian. The kill switch was useful after all. It was horrific. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but it's just too important to hide. I don't know if by the time your graduation project comes, I will still be the head of the art subdivision. And even if I am, I wouldn't be able to protect you. Your survival will depend entirely on you. So, are you sure you're up for it, James? Are you sure you want to join this school? Are you sure you have what it takes to pass this deadly task? Yes. Father. Oh! Oh shit! Well, all the time it was like a father talking to his son. The protagonist all the time was telling the story to his son. Bro, W game. Really, this game was really good. And the fact that it's free on itch.io is crazy. Like I would like make it pay at least like $2 for the game or even more, like $5. But don't do it. Keep it free, please. So yeah, I really like the game. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.